and the School of Law's adoption into North Central University. And this fall, you bravely entered a new world of distance learning at a university foreign to what you had known before. Wow. Take a moment to acknowledge what you have been through and then rise to meet the moment. You did not just get through this, you shined, you excelled, and you achieved. The theme the School of Law embraced for the year 2021 is this: honor the past, embrace the future. You embody those words. John F. Kennedy himself once said, every accomplishment starts with a decision to try. That resonates with me. Each of you made the decision to achieve your dreams of obtaining a legal education. You made the decision to try. And now you make the decision to enter into the legal profession as competent, ethical, and passionate legal professionals. The road to learning does not end with graduation. Rather, it is just the beginning. Continue to question assumptions, advocate for truth and for justice, and always be mindful of the power of negotiation over litigation. Remember that you have entered a caring profession. Be the counselor, not the instigator. The faculty and I wish we could honor your graduation in person today. We really do. And we all look forward to the fall when we plan to do just that. But today, be assured that the faculty of the School of Law congratulate each of you on your outstanding achievement. We will continue to support all of you as we welcome you into our community of alumni. Enjoy this moment. You have earned it. Congratulations to the School of Law graduating class.
Thank you so much. And now a message from Dean Andy Riggle, School of Education.
It is my absolute pleasure to congratulate each graduating School of Education student. You have persevered and persevered well despite some of the most difficult events experienced by anyone in these more modern times. Please reflect and celebrate, sincerely thanking yourself as well as your family, friends, and coworkers who assisted you, as earning a graduate degree is no easy task, requiring hard work and all sorts of personal sacrifices. Even though we are still experiencing a virtual graduation, it is no less important nor less celebratory than an in-person graduation. In the end, you still did it, and many students are celebrating with you right now across the US and in many other countries, as we are one NCU family. For some of you, a graduate degree may be the first one earned in your family. Remember this accomplishment and how you got here, never giving up to better yourself personally and professionally, and of course, to make your family proud. Always remember who you are and where you came from, allowing this to drive you to even greater accomplishments. The mission of each faculty and staff member within the School of Education is to prepare tomorrow's educators to effectively teach, lead, and research, yet perhaps just as important, to inspire you to care even more and go the extra to help each of your students, with the perspective of appreciating and supporting diversity and inclusion, assisting each and every one of your students to feel they belong and are unique and worthy individuals. In the end, once they may forget what you taught them, they will remember how you treated them. Never forget this, and always respect and cherish the caring, supportive, and trusting relationships you build with your students, as they will always remember. It is now up to you, with your newly learned knowledge and skills, to shape the younger hearts and minds for a better tomorrow. A tomorrow filled with greater understanding, patience, and respect for each other's similarities and differences. As a professional educator, you will need to meet students at their respective levels, addressing not only their unique learning needs and interests, but also their social emotional needs. Are you ready? If not, get ready and make yourself, your family, and NCU even more proud of your future accomplishments as a professional educator, as you are just getting started. Go out there with heart and fortitude, making that positive difference each day with your students, as each day is so valuable in shaping their future and the future of this country. Lastly, in closing, remember, you will always have a home at NCU. So please come back often, as we will always be here as a support to assist you with continual learning or just to be a friend lending an ear. Along with the many SOE faculty and staff, congratulations again on a wonderful accomplishment, and keep going, doing, and achieving. Through education, better lives are possible.
We appreciate those words, Dean Riggle. Up next, we have Dean Rob Sapp from the School of Technology.
Greetings, North Central University School of Technology graduates. Hopefully, the word graduate creates a warm feeling that carries from the tips of your toes to the top of your virtual mortarboard. Today, the whole of the NCU celebrates your accomplishment. And we share that warmth with you because your success is the success of the entire NCU enterprise. You have achieved, you have persevered, you have persisted, and ultimately, you have succeeded in this challenging and rigorous path of professional and personal growth. Let us recognize that this achievement has required a significant sacrifice of your time and resources. This is your day. And while we may not be together physically, please know that all over the country, and indeed all over the world, we come together as a community to recognize your work and celebrate your accomplishment. Let us also recognize that those closest to you, your family and friends, may have sacrificed as well. While you cross this virtual stage alone, many others may share in this wonderful day, and it is fitting that we recognize and acknowledge them as well. As we approach the 4th anniversary of the School of Technology, we are so excited to recognize a graduated class of 43 committed and dedicated students comprised of 36 Masters of Science and 7 Doctors of Philosophy. The school now has over 600 students enrolled, supported by 41 highly qualified faculty. Those of us who have made careers in higher education have a special name for this day of graduation and commencement. We call it payday. Your graduation is the sum of our hopes and dreams as well, and we celebrate with you. While we're gathered today for this commencement to recognize what you have accomplished, remember that to commence is to begin. This is a significant step forward in your careers and towards your goals. While you may be leaving us as students, you will remain a part of the NCU School of Technology forever. Please remember that you are now alumni and will have opportunities to continue to participate in the university and the school as such. Once again, congratulations on your graduation from the NCU School of Technology. We expect to hear great things from you.
Thank you so much, Dean Sapp, for those kind words. And now up, we have Dean Laurie Sanderson from the School of Health Sciences.
Congratulations, graduates from the School of Health Sciences. My name is Dr. Laurie Sanderson, and I am the Dean for the School of Health Sciences here at NCU. The faculty in the School of Health Sciences asked me to share their heartfelt gratitude to you for allowing them to participate in your academic journey. As one of the newer schools at NCU, we've spent the last year preparing for programmatic accreditation for our nursing and health administration programs. We've also developed and offered continuing education courses for all nurses, both internal and external to NCU. Our faculty, your faculty, have been active in professional activities, which includes numerous presentations and workshops in their disciplines. We have a strong professional advisory council that helps us ensure that our programs are rigorous and include the content you need to be successful. Our student-owned advisory council continues to grow, and they engage in university-wide activities. Our interprofessional education efforts have allowed us to collaborate with disciplinary experts who've shared their career knowledge with our students. Being an NCU graduate now opens you up to join a distinguished list of individuals called alumni. Please stay connected to NCU. We welcome you as a graduate and look forward to your contributions as you reach your career goals. Congratulations on all of your accomplishments, School of Health Science graduate. We celebrated when you began your journey with us, and we now celebrate alongside with you and everyone who has supported your dream. Thank you once again for providing us with the honor to serve you.
Thanks again, Dean Sanderson, for those words. And up next, we have Dean Eugene Wilkerson from the School of Business.
Congratulations, School of Business students. Your hard work and dedication have paid off and allowed you to complete your NCU degree. On behalf of the faculty and staff at NCU, let me say we are so proud of you. While we cannot be with you face-to-face, over the next few weeks, please take some time to celebrate with your family and friends. Enjoy your accomplishment. You earned it. In the School of Business, our vision is to create positive change, value, and impact on the way the world does business. You are now part of that vision. Your decision to pursue this goal will have a powerful impact on your life. You are graduating from an ACBSP accredited business school. You are leaving NCU a better thinker and problem solver. You are ready, and I cannot wait to see what you will accomplish next. Please keep us informed by staying active in our Alumni Association. You know, one of my favorite quotes that sits on my desk is from Nelson Mandela. He said, "Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world." So, after your celebration, as you sit and think about the way forward, I want to encourage you to reflect on your journey. And I have 3 specific requests for you. First, take some time and think about the person you were when you started at NCU, and think about the person you are now. Be proud of the personal and professional growth you have experienced. Second, think about all the people that helped and supported you along the way. And if you can, reach out and thank them. Third, think about how you will use your knowledge. Knowledge is a gift, and because of your education, you have an opportunity to have a greater impact on your community. You now have an obligation to serve. To the faculty and staff in the School of Business, thank you for your hard work. You truly inspire me. Again, to our students, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Dean Wilkerson, for those kind words, and seriously to all of our deans for all those messages. Oh my gosh, is that another guest speaker?
I think that's another guest speaker. We need to see who it is.
We need to check this out.
Yes.
Hello everyone, it's Dr. Galveo, one of your CTL alumni navigators calling from Rhode Island.
Oh, hi. It's so good to see you. I see you've been busy on social media celebrating.
Yes, I have. I love seeing all the pictures with the regalia, diplomas, and NCU gear. So many great memories on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And by the way, make sure you go online and post your pictures. Use the hashtag NCUgrad21 to be featured.
That's right. We love to see how you're celebrating this big achievement.
In celebration of your special day, I'm wearing my NCU grad shirt.
Love the shirt. I definitely picked up mine. Do you have any advice for our graduates?
As an NCU grad myself, I can tell you now the real work begins. Make your hard work count by being the change you want to see in the world. Whether you want to pay it forward or you want to be a role model, the choice is yours.
Thank you so much for those inspiring words. We'll see you in the chat at the live stream.
See you there. Congratulations, graduates. Cheers.
Bye,
Bye.
Samira. You know what, Jared? We probably shouldn't have said goodbye to Samira or Gary or even all of our deans because we're actually going to see them really soon at the NCU gathering in Cancun.
That's right. We're going to provide a link down below with all the information about our NCU gathering happening at the end of June, and you're invited. But I think it's time to get ready to rock and roll with the commencement.
Oh, it's time for us to get this party started. So this is the part where you grab all your friends, all your family, and we're going to celebrate you.
I'd like to officially welcome you to North Central University's
Virtual Commencement 2021.
Please welcome Dr. John Lanier, Provost and Chief Academic Officer of North Central University.
Good morning, good afternoon to you all. It is my distinct pleasure and privilege to welcome all of our guests, our friends, family members, members of the North Central University Board of Trustees, our school deans and faculty, our trusted staff, and most importantly, our graduates to North Central University's 2021 commencement ceremony. I should note, we typically have several board members participating in our graduation ceremony. Today, many of them have joined us online and are here virtually with you. I especially want to recognize Dr. Erlinda Martinez, who is the chair of North Central University's Board of Trustees. Dr. Martinez has had a distinguished career as a faculty member, a college president, and a wonderful board chair for us. We treasure our graduation ceremony at North Central University as a time to meet face-to-face with one another. Oftentimes for faculty and staff, it's the first time they've actually seen each other in person. It's our time typically to personally connect and see the pride and joy in our graduates, their friends, and their families. Like many of you, we wish we were back to those more normal times, but there are still concerns about travel and about gathering in large groups, and the well-being and safety of our North Central University community will always be our primary consideration. So perhaps one more time, this will be our last fully virtual commencement ceremony. And though the format remains a little bit different this year, we still have a profound sense of excitement and pride, yours and ours, and we hope that you will share that excitement and pride with us today, virtually, via our webcast and our presence on Twitter, Facebook, and all of the other social media platforms. Our incredible staff has put together an outstanding event that we hope that you will enjoy. You are all, of course, welcome to attend our next, a future in-person graduation ceremony when life returns to a more normal state. We'd love to have you join us at that time. But for now, welcome. We're so proud to have you here today. And as we get started, I want to introduce the Chancellor of the National University System, Dr. Michael Cunningham, to welcome you on behalf of National University System. Dr. Cunningham?
It is indeed my pleasure to welcome you to the 25th commencement ceremony of North Central University. Congratulations, class of 2021. All right. My name is Mike Cunningham, and I am proud to serve as Chancellor of the National University System. The system includes, of course, North Central University, National University, City University of Seattle, Workforce Education Solutions, National Education Partners, our Harmony and Inspire programs, and our Fundraising Academy. Altogether, we have over 45,000 dedicated students, 250,000 alumni, and also we've impacted over 10 million pre-K through 12th grade students worldwide. As a system, we work together to create new opportunities for our students and alumni to pursue their lifelong learning goals. I am so honored to share in your wonderful accomplishment today. But graduates, you know who you really have to thank, don't you? Your family, your friends, your colleagues, and everyone who patiently stood by and supported you while you went through this rigorous journey. I'd also like to express a special thank you to our faculty and staff who worked so hard to bring you quality education programs so that you can study and excel. So at this time, I'd like to have a round of applause for all your family and your support system and the faculty and staff at North Central University. It's a little bittersweet, I know. Although we celebrate today without traditional pomp and circumstance, I want to emphasize how important all of you are to us, and that we are celebrating so much more than just the degree that you're getting today. We're celebrating everything you've learned, everything you experienced and achieved over the course of your educational journey. Many of you are understandably frustrated due to the canceled events, our annual traditions and celebrations. Others are suffering immensely from loss of loved ones, sickness, financial instability, social and professional isolation, and the uncertainty of the future. As we grapple with unprecedented restrictions due to the pandemic, we are also left to sort through our thoughts and feelings and question the social injustices and ongoing violence we continue to witness and experience. These merciless and senseless acts shine an intense light on the systematic racism and serve as an additional catalyst for each of us to actively promote positive change regarding injustice and inequities within our communities. At the National University System, we believe that it's not just the degree you're getting, but the degree in which you use it. We all have the responsibility to use our skills and talents for the greater good. We are indeed in challenging times. There is no doubt about that. So class of 2021, I encourage you to find the opportunities to make a positive difference. You've already taken the first step, and you persevere through this adverse time. But don't stop here. Explore the problems that are important to you. Some of the most remarkable breakthroughs in the past were inspired in the midst of immense struggle. It is often said that life is 10% what happens to you and 90% what you do with it. Class of 2021, you lead by example and show the world that hardships will not define you, but instead how you will respond to them. You have proven incredible abilities over the course of your studies, and we salute you. As the world continues to undergo rapid changes, you are fully equipped to succeed, thrive, and make the world a better place. Although you are entering into a very different world than we all expected, you are the individuals who will lead the course for tomorrow. Your knowledge and skills in social behavior, education, business, technology, and so on will inspire future generations and innovations. You have demonstrated your capacity to create your experiences and to create the outcome of your future. In creating the future we want for ourselves and our families, our community and our country, and the world for that matter, we are only limited by our imagination. Do not let the fear of failure stop you in your tracks or prevent you from achieving your future goals. Be reassured in knowing that the one way to truly predict your future is to create it with your own hand, hearts, and mind. And I ask you to do this with integrity, empathy, and compassion. Remember to listen to each other, respect each other, and use the tools that you've been given throughout your years of learning and experiences to help each other. We all need each other to come through these uncertain and daunting times even stronger than we were before. And class of 2021, you are more equipped than anyone before you to navigate the waters and lead us all forward. If I could leave you today with some advice, it would be, think big. Be aware of your short-term goals, like the degree you're getting today, but never lose sight of your long-term goals and what a great impact you can have on society. Give it your all. Go all the way with your talents so that your talents will make a difference in the outcome of your future and positively affect those around you. Be passionate about your ideas. Share your enthusiasm. Let it be infectious. And finally, always keep learning. Stay ahead of the curve. The world is changing at warp speed. Lifelong learning is not an option. It is a requirement if you intend to be an active participant in today's innovations and world issues. So, congratulations on all your hard work and your perseverance. I am so confident that this world will be a better place because all of you are in it. So congratulations, class of 2021. Well done. And now it is indeed my honor to introduce a tireless advocate for our students and the entire university, North Central University's president, Dr. David Harpol. David?
Thank you, Dr. Cunningham. It is my privilege to participate in the 25th commencement ceremony at North Central University. We're here to recognize you, a group of overachievers who have distinguished yourselves through your academic achievement. You know, only a third of the population of the United States has earned a bachelor's degree. Only about 8% has a master's degree, and less than 2% has a doctoral degree. So you today become members of one of the more elite and highly educated group of people in the United States. I remember as a young person, my older brother Dennis came home from college, and he had just earned a PhD in chemistry. And he announced to my Midwestern solid mom and dad, well, they could now call him doctor. And my mom said to him, why would I call you doctor? And he said, because you can. So I want all of you right now to demand that your family members sitting with you call them doctor. I'm serious. No food, no movie, nothing till they call you doctors. You've earned it. Congratulations. We are so pleased to see a new group of doctor leaders coming, and all the master students and bachelor students, congratulations. I also want to welcome the graduates from John F. Kennedy School of Law. We are so glad you're a part of North Central University, and we want you to know you're welcome here. We're glad. We know you're going to contribute to the academic community here. And as a professional courtesy of one lawyer to another, there'll be no lawyer jokes today. You have reached your academic achievement during, well, perhaps the most unprecedented time to do so in the history of the United States. You began your degree online, and you know, at that time you probably were asked, well, why are you studying online? And now, of course, during COVID-19, they're asking you, how do you study online? It turned out that you were leaders and pioneers in this movement. You know, I've traveled pretty much weekly over the last 20 years of my career. That is what you do when you lead a university that has students from 50 states and 45 territories and countries. In fact, I've been home so much that my wife of 30 years and I have had to make some adjustments, just like many of you, working and going to school and parenting and pretty much doing everything online. And I have to admit, I think our togetherness was getting to her when recently she gave me a bracelet for my 60th birthday that she said was her grandfather's. I was touched, and then I flipped it over and it said, do not resuscitate. I'm concerned that COVID has, in fact, brought out the very best and the very worst in us. For example, we've all heard stories such as last spring when someone took their stimulus check to a local business that they had no affiliation with at all and simply gave it to them because they wanted that small business to survive. Many of you who are teachers went above and beyond to serve your students because you care about how they learn and grow. But then, of course, on the other hand, there are those who think the COVID-19 vaccine will modify their DNA. And for those, I think they should see it as an opportunity. After 100 days straight at home, I'm beginning, for example, to change. I see why our dog chews on the furniture. I understand very early in the pandemic when they told us not to touch our faces, I figured out the only way to do that is with a glass of wine in each hand. And so we all made these adjustments. COVID has changed us, but you were online and prepared. And seriously, I applaud that. I applaud that you have stood for science, for acts of generosity and kindness, and for a shared responsibility for one another. I know some of you were criticized this year in discussions for believing in science and facts. And I encourage you to take the advice of the legendary actor Morgan Freeman, who said, don't ever take criticism from a person you would never go to for advice. I think that's strong advice. Remember, defending facts, science, and education are important. It reminded me of a case study I read in business class where in the 1980s, A&W root beer stands was trying to compete with McDonald's by selling a 1/3 pound burger at a lower cost. The product failed, and the focus group studied it, and they later figured out it failed because the majority of the people buying the sandwich didn't realize 1/3 a hamburger was bigger than a 1/4 pounder. That's why I don't argue with fact deniers or those who are anti-science, and I don't debate fundamental democracy online. It's always a challenge to know what to say at these graduations. You know, graduates, speakers, you want to be inspirational. You want the graduates to hear something meaningful. The graduates just want you to be short. So you try to figure out how do you do all that in one giant presentation. And I was tempted to quote others today. I was tempted to quote the great Homer Simpson, the philosopher, who told graduates that the 4 most important phrases you'll ever need to know are 1, cover for me. 2, oh, good idea, boss. 3, it was like that when I got here. And 4, that last donut is mine. Or perhaps I go with the unidentified graduation speaker who was speaking at a doctoral ceremony who literally said, research shows that 30% of students are slow to complete their dissertation and the other 70% are procrastinators. Or to tell you about the scientist who studies this island of cannibals. And he comes upon a butcher shop on this cannibal island, and there's a sign that says student brains, $9 a pound. Faculty brains, $12 a pound. Dean's brains, $15 a pound. President brains, $45 a pound. And the researcher said, wow, the president's brain must be really popular to cost so much. And the cannibal butcher said to the researcher, are you kidding? Do you know how many presidents it takes to get a single pound of brains? But today I want to turn my attention seriously to the core message. And the core message in these last few minutes I want to share with you is one that I think is a secret, or at least it's a principle that you can apply to your life. And you are uniquely able to apply it to your life because of the achievement we celebrate for you today. This message is contrary. It's contrary to the worldview. It's contrary to much of what we've been taught, and perhaps even to our most basic survival skills. The concept says this, that the best life comes from service to others. The best life comes from service to others. Cesar Chavez, the American farm worker organizer, civil rights leader, noted in I think a powerful statement that the end of all education should surely be service to others. We cannot seek achievement for ourselves and forget about the progress and the prosperity for our community. Our ambitions must be broad enough to include the aspirations and needs of others for their sake and for ours. There seems to be a cause and effect between service to others and greatness, between service to others and personal happiness, between service to others and making an eternal difference. Every teacher listening to me today has discovered this truth. Every social worker has discovered it. Every therapist, every nurse. Service to others challenges two major lies in our society: the lies of scarcity and the lie of fear. A life serving others challenges this notion of scarcity by demonstrating that the more we give away, the more we actually get back in return. Think about it. Scarcity. Those who give it away the most love seem to get the most love. Those who seem to give away the most money seem to have the most resources. Those who give away time seem to find that their days are just longer than the rest of us. You see, there's a power that as we give away and help others meet their needs, they get a return on investment that no financial tool could ever deliver. Service to others is a lifestyle that pays us back in addition to those we serve. A 2019 UN report concluded, for example, that there is enough food today produced to feed every single person on the planet. Yet, hunger is on the rise in some parts of the world, and some 821 million people are considered to be chronically undernourished. True about finances. Almost every financial model that runs says that we could simply make modest changes in resource allocation and we could get every American out of poverty. This is not anti-capitalism plan or everyone must be exactly financially equaled. I'm simply stating that if we were to restore funding to programs designed to ensure that no one falls through the bottom, no one falls through the floor, we could solve the problem. If it would not require wealth redistribution, it wouldn't even require a higher tax rate than we had in existence in 1950. But it would require us to shift. We'd have to shift our priorities. We'd have to shift our commitment. We would have to fund as if you and I have a personal responsibility to all of humankind. According to the 2018 World Population Data Sheet, the United States constitutes 5% of the world's population, but we consume 24% of the world's energy. The World Health Organization reported in April 2021 that more than 700 million COVID doses had been administered globally, but over 87% of those have gone to high-income or upper-middle-income countries, while low-income countries have received just less than 2%. In response to this, an unnamed Florida congresswoman said, "It's the poor country's fault. They should just buy more." And that's the problem. The problem with our society is we have become a society that focuses only on ourselves and only on I, but we prosper when we focus on one another. And the result of this societal obsession is that we're no more happy than we've ever been. In fact, this selfishness is making us less happy. CNN reported in 2018 that the United States consumes 80% of the opioids in the world. 80%. If you add Canada and Western Europe to that analysis, together, we who are living just for ourselves consume 95% of the opioids on Earth. A study from the University of Chicago and Newark, which is an independent, nonpartisan research group, and it was conducted in May 20, reported that only 14% of American adults say they are happy, the lowest score in 50 years. You see, living for ourselves, ignoring the needs of humanity, and not trying to improve the human condition is not working for us or them. Surely, COVID has taught us the value of who, and those of you who have made the chosen careers know this, that serving others is a better path. Folks like teachers and nurses and medics and social workers and first responders and attorneys who represent the indigent. The truth is that all that serving ourselves has done is it has caused our life to be full of void. It has caused us to not only buy into selfishness, but it's caused us to buy into this scarcity lie. It's not just it's taught us to believe in scarcity, though. It's taught us also to live in fear. Study after study indicates we live in the most fearful time in the history of our country in terms of optimism about the future. It tells us, fear does, that if we share too much or love too much or give our resources away too much, that we will run out. It causes us to see the world as a pie, and that every slice that we give away is one less for us. But what we don't see is, what if we don't divide the pie? What if we reject the scarcity and the fear, and instead we say we're just going to bake more pies and give more away, and that we're going to do what one of my youngest children once said when he had a big chocolate cake in front of him. And I said, "Are you going to eat that whole thing?" And he said, "Dad, if you don't slice your chocolate cake, it's really just one slice." In some ways, it's a beautiful philosophy of, oh, what if we quit playing the game that there's a scarcity and lived in generosity? The truth is, and this is scientifically proven through research, that there is enough food, money, and medicine and most other necessary and needed resources to take care of the world. We just don't distribute it. We permit it to be selfishly controlled by a few, while many lack basic needs. We have bought into the lie that we have to keep it for ourselves more than our share just in case. And yet those who are most happy have avoided the selfish life, and they've chosen to give to others. And they've taken on two societal myths. One is that we are somehow self-made people. And the second one is that when people are in need, they just need to pull themselves up from their own boots. And the truth of the matter is, that's not reality. In fact, let me tell you about the story that I would tell you about whether I'm self-made and whether I pulled myself up by my own bootstraps. I've been fortunate enough to earn a JD and a PhD and be a president of a university, but I had two hard-working parents, and they worked every day to give me this opportunity. I went to a public school with great teachers. I lived in a neighborhood where the neighborhood and church was mostly successful in keeping me out of trouble. I went to a college on a debate scholarship, was publicly funded, largely got into law school because my brother was an alum, and earned a PhD because I had a wife who was a partner who sacrificed while I was in graduate school, and I was working full-time, and I advanced my career. We had supplemental income because she took a job as a physical therapy and worked in a children's hospital in the burn unit. You see, if you think you're self-made or just had what it takes while others don't, then you, and if I believe that, I would be delusional. Because in addition to the support I've already mentioned, well, I had all types of opportunities. You see, I accomplished those things while driving on public roads that were publicly funded and taken care of. I attended publicly funded schools and colleges. My parents worked for companies that paid more than the minimum wage. They had good retirement benefits and health care, were able to take off to take care of sick kids. I was guided by public school teachers and college professors who chose lives that are meaningful rather than pocketbooks, and protected by publicly funded police, firemen, and social workers. I got grants and loans to attend college and bought my first house through a governmental program. The truth is, I owe you and society and those who invested in my life to pay it forward. A life of service to others says, if I help enough people get their dreams, all of my dreams will come true. Bigger dreams, larger dreams than I would have ever dreamed, better than any single piece of the pie or a single dream. Now, fear says, look out only for yourself, because serving others, well, if you do that, you're going to be all in together. And my point is, that's what we were meant to be, one giant community helping one another. So in closing, let me share with you some quick observations about living a life of service to others. First, service to others is a calling. And we don't use the word calling much anymore. I think it's because if we did, some would have to admit that we, well, quite frankly, have chosen paths to accumulate wealth and our own personal satisfaction rather than making a difference. And there's nothing wrong with financial stability. It's an important and worthy goal. In fact, everyone should shoot for it. But we have to be careful and ask the real question. What does it profit a person to gain the world but lose their soul? Not only is it a calling, but service to others is a choice. In 1990, I was working for a very prestigious, high-ranking corporate law firm, and there is nothing wrong with that if that's your calling. But I knew my calling was education. I knew my calling was to make a difference through the schools and education, so I took a 50% cut in pay to go back to teaching. Now, that wasn't a noble decision, but it was a smart decision for me, because I've got to spend the last 30 years of my life doing something I love with people I love, watching higher education level the playing field for others, investing in other people, changing lives and the future of their families. And so not only is it a calling, and not only is it important that it's a personal commitment, but service to others is a mindset. It asks the question, will what I'm doing right now, how I'm spending my time, my resources, my money, my thoughts, will it help others, or will it advance the human condition, or is it simply just to improve my already higher than average standard of living? Well, today I encourage you to be a giver, an investor in others, and to pay it forward. I encourage you to commit to a life of service to others. Congratulations on completing your degrees today. You worked hard for it. You should be proud of it. No one gave that to you. That was your effort. But that investment that you made wasn't just for you. That investment you made in your education was so that you can serve others and serve your community. And I encourage you to do exactly that. Serve others, and everything you've ever wanted will come true in your life. It is now my privilege to introduce the best university provost I know. The provost role is a tough one. Think about it. The faculty role is to think for the college. The president's role is to speak for the college. The provost's role is to keep the faculty from speaking or the president from thinking. Please welcome back Dr. John Lanier, NCU Provost.
Thank you, Dr. Harpol. I appreciate that job description. I'm going to update the description in my resume immediately. At this point, we want to recognize a unique tradition that we have celebrated at North Central University for many years. During more normal times, we would have held a special ceremony prior to commencement and the conferral of degrees, in which we would have hooded our doctoral graduates prior to this moment. While we're unable to do that at a distance because it is a physical exercise, we want to honor the tradition of hooding doctoral graduates, at least in some small way today. Today, we are going to recognize over 360 doctoral students who've completed their programs, and we'll do that through a recognition of the hooding ceremony. It's a time-honored tradition in doctoral education with roots that go far back to England, as far back as the 14th century, in fact. The term hooding symbolizes the rite of passage from student to master in an academic discipline. In the process, typically, the faculty or dean who has overseen the student places a hood over the shoulders of the graduate, which signifies the completion of the doctoral degree. While we're unable to enjoy that physical ceremony together this year, we invite you to perform your own hooding ceremony at home by reenacting this with someone who's important to you. Ask someone who has been important to your progress throughout the long doctoral journey to perform this ritual at home, so that until you can join us on stage for a more formal approach to doing that. Now, you may not have regalia at home during this time, but these important symbolic gestures can be completed without the accoutrements of graduation. You can really use anything. Use a towel, use a favorite coat or jersey, or just the arms of someone who has supported you through your journey. We hope that you will do this ceremony at home and that you will share your pictures and videos of your informal hooding ceremony until you can join us at a future on-site graduation and a hooding ceremony. Now, this is a good time to remind all of our graduates that you're invited to double dip, to attend our next on-ground graduation, even though you're being recognized today. That next event will be September 18th, 2021, so not so far away, in Nashville, Tennessee. So now we're going to move on to the magic words that allow us to confer your degrees upon you from a distance. Doctoral degree candidates from the School of Business, School of Technology, School of Health Sciences, School of Education, School of Social and Behavioral Sciences, upon the recommendation of faculty authorized by the Board of Trustees, I hereby attest to you that they have completed the requirements for the degree that they will receive today, and by the authority granted to me by the State of California and the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you your respective degree earned today. Juris Doctor candidates from the JFK School of Law, I also welcome you to North Central University. Upon the recommendation of your faculty, authorized by the Board of Trustees, I hereby attest to you that they have completed the requirements for the degree that you will receive today. By the authority granted me from the State of California and the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you your respective degree earned today. Master's degree students, candidates from the School of Business, the School of Technology, the School of Health Sciences, the School of Education, and the School of Social and Behavioral Sciences. Upon the recommendation of faculty authorized by the Board of Trustees, I hereby attest to you that they have completed the requirements for the degree that they will receive today, and by the authority granted me by the State of California and the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you your respective degrees earned today. Bachelor's degree candidates from the School of Business, the School of Technology, the School of Health Sciences, the School of Education, and the School of Social and Behavioral Sciences, and the undergraduate studies at JFK College of Law. Upon the recommendation of faculty authorized by the Board of Trustees, I hereby attest to you that they have completed the requirements for the degree that they will receive today, and by the authority granted me by the State of California and the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you your respective degree earned today. And finally, graduates earning a certificate from NCU from the School of Business, the School of Education, the School of Social and Behavioral Sciences, and the JFK College of Law. Upon the recommendation of faculty authorized by the Board of Trustees, I hereby attest to you that they have completed the requirements for the certificate that they will receive today. By the authority granted me by the State of California and the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you your respective certificate earned today. Congratulations, NCU alumni. With today's graduation, you join a larger group of scholars that proudly make up an important constituency in the NCU family. In this way, you will always be a part of North Central University, and it is my privilege to welcome each graduate to the Alumni Association at NCU. Be sure to check out the benefits of being an NCU alumni, and there are many. There is information for you about that at ncu.edu/alumni. Ladies and gentlemen, parents, spouses, partners, family members, and friends. That gets me every time. I present to you the graduates of North Central University for 2021. For those participating at home, graduates, you may now move your tassel from right to left, and that will conclude our 2021 ceremony. We hope to see you in the school after parties, kicking off after the credits that you will see following this moment. Thank you, and congratulations again.
Oh, it's in alphabetical order, y'all. So I'm W.
There were 350 people for doctors.
Oh, H's. Okay. I used to be at the beginning of the alphabet. I done married all the way to the end of it.
Also, they're not going to do like a little slide.
I guess you gotta go by and look. Q, R, S. T, come on, W. What? Oh. Where's my name? Oh, okay. Human resources. We gotta come to my degree. Okay, legal studies. I didn't do legal studies. I hope I didn't miss it. Public administration. That's me. Woo! Yay! Woo, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, everybody, for your support, your love. Hello? Thank you. Thank you guys for the congratulations. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Beyonce pulled it up on Facebook, on YouTube, on Streamlabs. Oh, that's okay. And if you look close, like underneath the video, it says you can see the graduation slide. You will see my picture and my message.
everybody. I want to simply thank you for celebrating and being here with my wife, enjoying her wonderful and lovely celebration of graduating. This was a long time coming, and it was something great. I'm so very much proud of her and everything that she has endured. And just a message to anyone who's watching this: remember that anything is possible as long as you put forth the effort. So that being said, I love my wife.
I love you too.
And I love all the great things that she will achieve. God first, and strive with everything else. That being said, y'all, love y'all.